Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is Troy, your host. We are live and recording.
Thank you very much, Troy. Folks, it is 1:30. Let us all please come to order. All right. If you all please, I'm gonna let everybody find seats first. No need to rush this part. Now, for those of you who have sat, if you will please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Turning to the county attorney, Counselor, do we have certification of the agenda?
You do. County Attorney's Office reviewed all items on the agenda. You have appropriate jurisdiction, and notice has been given where necessary.
Very good. Thank you. Commissioners, any disclosures for items on the agenda today?
I have none, thank you.
Nor do I. Agenda item number 2 is normally a land use meeting agenda item. We have no land use items today. So we'll go right into the public hearing and address a bond authorizing resolution for $30,000 in private equity bonds for the Sophia. And we have Melanie D'Alencourt presenting for staff.
Commissioners, Melody DeHalicourt representing for Community Development.
And Melanie, let me just interrupt for you just a moment. Folks, we've been having trouble with the big board up front. The commissioners do have the presentation up here, and Melanie, we can see those here. Okay. And so please be patient with us. I assure you IT will, we're just having intermittent problems. It might go out a couple times, but we'll get it up for the audience here in the hearing room as soon as we can. Melody, take it away.
Great. The request before you today is to adopt a resolution approving the issuance of $30 million in private activity bonds, or PAB, by the Douglas County Housing Partnership, or DCHP. This hearing is solely to satisfy Section 147F of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986. On November 12th, 2013, an intergovernmental agreement between Douglas County, the town of Castle Rock, the town of Parker, the city of Lone Tree, and the Douglas County Housing Partnership was amended to grant DCHP the authority to issue, manage, and preserve the PAB assigned to Douglas County jurisdictions. Shea Properties LLC has requested multifamily PAB for the Sophia project. The Sophia Project property is located at the northeast intersection of Meridian Boulevard and Maroon Circle in unincorporated Douglas County. The complex will include 158 units. 100% of the units will be for income-eligible senior residents aged 55 or older. The units will be available to those whose income is 60% AMI. On August 24th, 2023, the DCHP board passed an inducement resolution for $30 million in PAB. Because the property is located within Douglas County and the BCC is the highest publicly elected body, it is in your purview to authorize the issuance of the PAB. Approval of this resolution creates no debt or liability for the county, the state of Colorado, or any other political subdivision. It will not give rise to a fiscal liability of DCHP, the county, the state, or any other political subdivision, or charge against their general credit or tax-paying powers. It is staff's recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt the resolution approving Douglas County Housing Partnership to issue up to $30 million in PAB for this project. This request complies with the county approval standards and policies. This concludes my presentation. Staff, as well as Artie Lael, Deputy Director of DCHP, DCHP Bond Counselor John Bells of Cootock Rock, and representatives from Shea Properties, our LLC, are all available to answer any questions you may have.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Any questions before we go to presentation by by the Housing Partnership or SHAE. Any questions from the commissioners for staff?
I have none. Thank you, Melanie.
Nor do I. Artie, for the folks from the Housing Partnership or SHAE, would you like to say a few words on this matter?
Good afternoon, Commissioners, and thank you for your time today. The TEFRA hearing is an important hearing because it authorizes the use of these bonds for a specific affordable housing project. You guys have seen many of these types of hearings before, but this one is also very special to us because it's in the heart of Douglas County, right in the center in Meridian and very close to Lincoln Avenue, and it's for seniors in an area that is underserved. We are very grateful to our partners, SHAE Properties, for their vision on this particular lot and plan. It is entirely their design, entirely their idea. We full-heartedly support it as the Housing Authority and are very pleased to be able to provide them with the bond financing they need in order to develop it. Anybody want to come up from SHAE? Let me introduce Eric Hecox of SHAE Properties.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Eric Hecox with SHAE Properties. Happy to answer any questions. I mostly just want to express my thanks both to the county as well as Douglas County Housing Partnership. This will be our 5th affordable housing project in Douglas County to meet a critical need for affordable housing and provide workers places to live near where they work. And we have had just a tremendous partnership and the ability to develop these because of the dedication of the private activity bonds from Douglas County to the Housing Partnership. That gives it the financial ability for us to take on the debt, which this authorizes, and then it comes along with the tax credit equity that we use to fund these projects. So it's a fantastic model. Douglas County has done a remarkable job in using its private activity bonds to do public-private partnerships. It's a little bit unique among jurisdictions, and in our opinion is one of the most successful models. So thank you for your assistance and your long-term partnership on this, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for the board, for the Housing Authority, or SHAE?
This is a comment for SHAE. I'm in my 8th year as a county commissioner, and over the years, I have watched the amazing housing projects that SHAE Properties have done. You've done Apex. Are there 3 different parts of Apex now?
Correct, Commissioner. There's three parts of Apex, and that's in Meridian. And then we've also done a senior affordable housing project that's in Highlands Ranch, the Audrey. And the Sophia will be a similar one to the Audrey in that it's both age restricted and income restricted. And it will be in Meridian so that we have a diversity of housing, both affordable and market rate, and within the affordable portfolio, both age restricted and non-age restricted.
So I've been to the Audrey in Highlands Ranch several times, and it truly is a beautiful place to live for people who are older and are worried about where they're going to live, and there's a great place there. I was recently at a campaign event, and somebody asked the candidate, do you support subsidized housing? And she said, oh, absolutely not. And so apparently she'll be opposed to these kinds of projects that don't cost the county any money, they don't cost the citizens any money. The government provides a financial tool that allows you through tax credits the ability to build these houses, these apartment units, so people can find an affordable place to live with dignity. And so I just want to really thank you as a developer in Douglas County for bringing these kinds of products here. So you don't just build high-end products so that people say you just are here to make profit. You are here to do things for this community to make it really a wonderful place for all socioeconomic classes. So thank you for what you and your company have done for our community, Eric.
Appreciate your comments. Thank you.
Well, I would just add, in my 20 years in Douglas County and in my time as a commissioner, SHAE has always just provided such a great and diverse portfolio of options for our citizens. And your work with the Housing Authority, Artie, is phenomenal. We're always so thankful to see Artie. He does a great job. As a longtime real estate attorney, really excited to see some of the changes to construction defect. And no doubt when we think about affordability, I'm certain SHAE will lead the pack on condominium conversions and more options for single-family households to be able to purchase things within their price range. So thank you for just the foresight and certainly the work on this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you.
I don't know that I have any questions because we've spent the last year engaged in an older adults initiative where we were trying to, do outreach with the older adults in the community to find out, well, what are you guys seeing? What do you want? What are you looking for? What is good? What's bad? We're not just trying to pat ourselves on the back for the good things we do, but what are the gaps in? And one of the things that keeps coming up is housing. And affordability is an issue. We've got plenty of folks here in the county that raise kids in neighborhoods here in the county, and now they are looking to downsize. And with where the market is, they're just finding a real market gap. So it sounds like you guys are probably following that as a market condition, and then going ahead and making sure that you can provide this sort of residential service by taking advantage of the private activity bonds in this instance. Just so everybody knows, and our presenters as well, we'll actually be having a town hall, a live town hall next week on Thursday right here in the meeting room, starting at 4:30 to 6 to discuss some of the things that we found. And it's, again, just great timing with you guys pursuing authorization on these private activity bonds, because one of the big things we keep hearing from the older adults in our community is, affordable housing. And I think, in my opinion alone, but I think Douglas County has a reputation for wanting to be a home for the whole life of the person, cradle to grave, if you will. And definitely, I have interest in making sure that the older adults in our community have a place to live that is both safe, secure, as well as something they can afford. And it sounds like that's what we're doing here. So I guess I really actually don't have a question, and I'll get off my soapbox and ask my fellow commissioners any further questions or comments.
Thank you, Commissioner, for those comments. That was fantastic. We definitely are attacking the affordability issue from a number of ends, both with income-restricted projects such as this, as well as just, classic market economics, which is increasing the overall supply to help temper price increases. So all of those tools are needed, and we appreciate the county's support in all of those endeavors.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hecox. We often see builders, developers coming before the board with projects. Good to see a project coming before the board that does have a desire to fill a market niche that is emerging beyond just open ground being available for building. Okay, well, it sounds like we have heard from staff. We have heard from the Housing Authority as well as from Shay. Any further comments or questions from the board? And it looks like we have none. Let's go ahead and open this up to public comment. Is there anyone in the audience at this time that would like to make public comment on this matter? And seeing none. Troy, is there anyone online who would like to make comment on this resolution?
Thank you, Commissioner. I have no online comment.
Okay, very well. Thank you. Let's come back and bring it back to the board for any action.
I have a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the issuance of up to $30 million in private activity bonds by the Douglas County Housing Partnership to finance the Sophia project.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I think the only thing that I'd like to point out, and it's already been stated up here by my colleagues, this is debt. This is a bond that will be incurring debt, but is in no way obligates the county. It is being done by our multi-jurisdictional housing authority, and our question for us here today is: do we agree with it, and should it be issued or not? I, for one, there is a motion and a second, and I too support this. If any further discussion? With no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and there are no dissents. Resolution passes. That is all the business before the board today for the public hearing. Let's go ahead and adjourn. Our next meeting will be, next land use and public hearing will be held on Tuesday, March 12th, 2024, beginning at 2:30 p.m. All are welcome. We are adjourned.